Hedgehog. This is Hedgehog because we are curling up in a ball using the strength of our pelvic floor and trunk muscles. But it's not like a traditional sit-up though, because this is usually involving a lot of yanking on the neck and protrusion of the belly, which serves to make, firstly, you look pot-bellied, and secondly, to weaken the pelvic area by causing a lot of build-up of pressure in the abdominal cavity. You'll also lengthen the back body, the neck, the upper back and the back of the waist all the same time. Take a look at the trapezius muscle on the anatomy diagram that I'm showing you, which comes right up into the low part of your skull in line with the back of your ears and radiates outwards towards each shoulder down to the back of your waist like a giant diamond. As you move your head forward, try it now, you're stretching that muscle all the way down to the bottom, and you may be acutely aware of that whilst you're working today. Try not to over-anticipate what is happening next, and just perform each separate action fully present in the moment as though you had no idea what is coming next. Start by lying on your back. If you can manage it, have no pillow under your head. Have your feet flat on the floor, a comfortable distance away from your bottom. So imagine it's like two sticks leaning up against each other, perfectly balanced. The legs feel naturally positioned. Now investigate the feeling of your feet on the floor, rolling onto the outside and then the inside edges of your foot. Now spread your toes and lift them one by one, as if you've never felt your feet before in your life. This is the meditative practice of beginner's mind, and it has much to teach us all, since mostly we come into experiences wearing rose-coloured spectacles. If you're an optimist, that's the way life always looks, rose-coloured. But maybe as you are getting longer in the tooth and have all the been there done that t-shirts, your coloured spectacles are a little sludgier. You expect things to go wrong. You look at the enthusiasm of the youth and slowly nod your head. You know what way it's going to go. Whatever you bring into each new experience, you will always have these spectacles on, unless you work purposefully to take them off. So even though what we're doing is very simple today, I want you to do it with your spectacles, whatever colour they are, and there's no right or wrong, totally off, so you can see the experience and experience the experience for what it is. Think of the conversations you have with family members in which they relate to you as a person from the past. Imagine if they were hearing you now, as if you had all the extra wisdom and lots of different experiences you have under your belt. How freeing would it be to be heard as you really are today? Take your arms and interlink the fingers behind your head. See if you can open out the elbows. They may not go flat on the floor. Notice any tension in the front of the armpits and around the shoulders. Inhale, and let your head be heavy in your hands. Exhale, and at the end of the exhale, gently squeeze your pelvic floor and hold it Inhale again. Exhale and begin to squeeze your elbows together as you gently lift the back of your head off the floor. Hold it there and feel the length coming into the whole of your upper back, radiating right to the outside edge of your shoulders. This is your trapezius muscle, remember, the huge diamond shape fanning out from the back of your neck across the shoulders and tapering down at the back of your waist. So you can see when you do things with your neck, you're affecting the whole of your upper back, right down to waist level. Now inhale. Have you lost that pelvic floor contraction? Let's pick it up again after your next exhale. Then inhale again, exhale, and very slowly and smoothly with the head heavy in the hands, keep the chin deeply tucked in as you roll your neck and head back down onto the floor, slowly and smoothly. You may feel, if you're going slowly enough, that the floor has completely disappeared from underneath you. Once you land on the floor, open up your elbows and notice if they open wider and get closer to the floor without forcing them. Release the pelvic floor grip and soften the belly. Can you see how releasing the neck also opens up the external rotation in your shoulders? Draw your awareness once more to your feet. Inhale and spread the toes. Exhale and gently lift the pelvic floor a little way and push very gently into the floor with your feet, just a tad, not so as you lift your pelvis off the ground, just a pressure that begins to tilt your pelvis up. Inhale, exhale and release the pressure. Relax the pelvic floor. Inhale, and at the end of your next exhale, gently squeeze the pelvic floor at the same time, pushing through the feet so that you tilt the pelvis very slowly and smoothly upwards, the back of the waist sinking into the ground. Get to the point just before liftoff. Take an inhale. Hold on to the pelvic floor. On the exhale, lift a tiny bit further so the weight is on the point just above your waist, which is feeling extraordinarily long. Hold on to the pelvic floor and keep your weight in this position. Inhale. Exhale and push your feet a little bit more on your exhale until you can feel the front of the hip flexors lengthening and your tailbone is tucked under as far as it can possibly go. You'll feel the quads engage. Notice if your knees have started to travel away from each other because your glutes are now engaged. Notice if you've lost the gentle lift of the pelvic floor. Re-engage if necessary. Inhale. Exhale and very slowly begin to lower the back into the ground, keeping the tailbone tucked under tight with no engagement of the glutes. Notice if you have to skip a vertebrae or two that can't be rolled onto the ground properly because the muscles in that low part of your back are really tight. Slowly release the buttocks if you have any hold left as you land, noticing how wonderful it feels for your back to be so released into the ground. Release the pelvic floor. Now we're going to curl up both the upper and the lower body movements, and this is where the hedgehog analogy comes into play. Inhale. Exhale and lift the pelvic floor as you begin to slowly press through the feet at the exact same speed as you did before. As you do so, bring your head up, travelling your elbows towards each other, head heavy in the hands. Try to have the upper and lower body travel exactly at the same pace. As you are pressing your elbows up towards the ceiling, ensure that the lower half only curls up as far as just above the waist, so not too high. Both halves of the body reach their maximum lift at the same time. Inhale. Exhale, and if you've lost the pelvic lift, gently lift it again, then very, very slowly roll only the bottom half of the body down. Push through the feet all the time, keeping the quads and glutes engaged now until the very last second. Ensure that you are not skipping the sensation of lowering each vertebra one at a time. Notice any difficult areas that are more rigid and more difficult to separate the vertebral experience one disc at a time. Once you've released the glutes, quads and pelvic floor, take the pressure off your feet with the back of your waist long on the ground. We're going to release the head, but not in one movement. Inhale. Exhale and just lower your head 1 centimetre and stop. Keep the chin tucked in and elbows forward for the moment. Inhale, exhale and lower another centimetre. Feel the length coming into the back of your neck and your upper back. Remember that huge trapezius diamond. Inhale, exhale and lower another centimetre. Again, chin tucked in, feeling the radiation of those muscles going across your back. Inhale, and on the exhale, lower a little bit further. Hold it there. Feel your head is in a kind of sling and those muscles on your back body are being lengthened. It may even feel like a lovely big stretch. Inhale, exhale and slowly lower a little bit more, allowing the elbows to open out like a flower, coming into bloom. Notice what is happening in your low back as you lower your head a tiny bit more on your next exhale. Does it feel like the floor has been taken away? Inhale, exhale and lower. You may not have hit the ground yet. Inhale, exhale, slowly lower. You may want to slide your hands from underneath your head and take them out at shoulder level in a T shape. Now really experience your back. It's a really elongated spine from tailbone to the crown of your head. Maybe it feels like it's the longest it has ever been. Soften the belly. See if you can feel the rhomboids running between the spine and shoulder blades, relaxing completely. Notice how the shoulder blades are flattening into the ground, and allow your whole body now to melt like an ice cube on a hot pavement into the earth, feeling supported, feeling relaxed, feeling peaceful, and rest.